Fred, talking a little bit about camp, do you think I heard a lot of people talk about that there were some injuries on and off at cornerback last year. Do you see a chance for really marked improvement in the secondary this year for Tennessee, given how close you are with the program?
I don't put any stock into anything until I see it on the field during a game. Do I think we can be better? Absolutely. Do I think we learned from mistakes we made last year? Absolutely. Do we have the talent? Absolutely. Do we have the coaching? I think that's on par as well. I'm just looking for them to put those things together and do it on the football field. Now, when you're playing against an offense like this, you got receivers like Squirrel Wright. You got Dante, I can't remember his last name, that just came in. You got Mel Keaton. These guys are really good receivers. You're going against some of the best receivers in the SEC on your team every week, and you got a quarterback that can get the ball there in a hurry. You got a backup quarterback that can put the ball almost anywhere. If you can't get better going against them, something's wrong. And then at that point, it's either player or it's coach. And I don't think we have I don't think there's a discrepancy in either one of those. I think we get better this year simply because the talent we're going against every day in practice. And I sincerely hope that that's the case. And then also, man, we talk about this. Dwayne Goodrich said this himself. He was able to play like he was able to play because he had a pass rush. He had Darren Walker and Billy Ratliff and Sean Ellis and Corey Terry up front, and they were wreaking havoc.
So loaded.
And you got Raynock coming up the edge, and Al, when he blitzes up the middle. Now, those things also make a difference. When it comes to the secondary, you give me a good defensive line, I'll tell you right now, your secondary is going to be okay. They're going to be pretty good because you got a good pass rush. That means the quarterback is throwing the ball faster. He's throwing the ball when he doesn't want to throw it. Timing and all those things are off when you got a pass rush. So that is the most important part of your defense. Now, every now and then, a good coverage can get you a sack. It's called a coverage sack. But if you don't get pressure on the quarterback, I don't care who you got back there. You can put Deion Sanders back there. He's not going to be able to cover for 5-6 seconds. It ain't possible.
Yep. Click that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you have your notifications on because Cooper Mays, Jacob Warren, and Dwayne Goodrich will all drop this weekend. And the conversation with Dwayne was just, I'm just privileged to be a part of that. Fred, were there any players last year that you saw flashes from? Why are you smiling at me? You're laughing at me. What did I say?
Puts the rule number 5. Never let a girl come between you and Tennessee football. I love that one. That right there. Hey, man, I'm talking about I like that.
So, Vols before Broads.
Yeah, there you
go. That's hilarious. I like
that. So I'm trying to think of another clever one, but I don't have one. Are there any players you saw last year that showed flashes of talent in the secondary that you said, he's pretty good or he's pretty young, but I really like the upside of that cat?
There's a few of them, but I think the one that made the biggest difference to me in McCullough, and I'm saying that not just because he wears that number 2, baby, but I'm saying it from the standpoint also of when he didn't play, we were a different secondary. That one game he didn't play, it changed a lot. It was a different secondary. When he came back, our secondary was more played together more, in my opinion. I think he is a key to our defensive secondary because he's a 5th-year senior, 6th-year senior, whatever it is now, I can't remember. But he had the COVID year. I'm happy that he came back. I think his leadership is going to help us. He knows where to be. He knows how to be in the defense now. Now you have free reign to be able to be who you're supposed to be. And I'm hoping that that's the case. I look at him and say, man, look, you have to be the glue to keep all this together. Now, McDonald showed some flashes last year. Slaughter showed some flashes last year. There's a few guys that showed some flashes. Now it's just putting all those things together and making plays. You're not just out there to cover a guy. You're out there to also change the game. You're also out there to say, okay, I know this play. This is coming my way. I'm jumping that route. And being right when you do it. Those are the things I'm looking for. Now, I think Slaughter was a guy who did a lot of good things back there for us in the secondary. I think those young corners, I hope they grow up fast. I hope they grow up fast because we need them to.
Hey, the guy that stood out to me, and when it comes to evaluating talent, I'm not in your league. I completely understand that. I've said this before to Caleb. I can tell you a 1-star and I can tell you a 5-star, but the 2 to 4 in that range is where that's why you're a football player. That's why guys get paid to be scouts, and I don't. But the guy that I saw that just seemed fluid to me and his hips and everything was Danico Slaughter. That was the one to me that I just looked at and I thought that guy has the most upside. Could I be onto something, or what do you think?
I like Slaughter. He's that guy that showed me a lot. He can play outside. He can play nickel. But I think he's more of a nickel because he's aggressive and those type of things. I'd like to have a guy like that at the nickel position. You had to be more aggressive to play nickel because you had to come up on the run a little bit more. You're almost like a third safety. You have to play the run some. You have to also cover the slot receivers, which is not an easy task. But I think he can do those things. And he did show me he can last year. He's aggressive. He will hit you. And he likes to be around the ball. So I'm hoping that he is a guy that can show us a lot next year.
Great
this
stuff.
Year, maybe.
Great stuff, man. Fred, thanks for taking the time. Thanks for helping with the Celebrate 98 series brought to you by Tennessee Cider Company, tncidercompany.com. Again, the promo code HAT, you get free swag. But the book doesn't happen without you. Love you like no other, brother. And you're in the ATL this weekend. We were thinking about making a road trip. I might stop by and see you. How about that?
Man, if you come on down, Dave. Come see me, man.
Man, I don't want to.
Promise you're not gonna drink and drive, though. I guarantee you.
I haven't drank in like 2 years, which is so weird. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, for some reason, I just decided I was done with it. And poor Caleb saw me. He probably wanted to rock it. I used to be legendary on the road games. I used to be like reporters.
We had a few road trips, Dave.
Yeah, we had one too. But reporters would come to me and like, I can't wait to rock it in Gainesville, Athens, wherever, with the legendary Dave Hooker. And then somewhere along the lines, I said, I think 2 beers is enough. I'm going back to the room.
That's it. That's my limit now, 2. I'm good after that.
Good stuff, Brad.
I wish my limit was 2, but it's not.
Oh, you'll get there, man. You'll get there.
We got a pub in my neighborhood that I can walk to. So,
Caleb, let me tell you something. I'm being honest when I say this. It's going to hit you one day. And when that day comes, it's not going to be like a gradual slowdown. It's going to be like a hard stop.
Yeah. It was my early 40s where I was like, this hangover thing is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I can't do this. I'm good. It hurts.
Yeah. But I made it
through.
Like
Tom says wait till 35. I'm 35. I'm there.
Listen, I would rather run 16 110s right now than to have a hangover. Guarantee it.
I bet 16 110s would cure your hangover.
What's that?
I said I bet running 16 110s would cure your hangover if you are hungover.
I don't know if it would cure it.